In this video, we're talking about CTR manipulation. I'm getting a lot of questions about this, but before I jump into CTR manipulation, if you're new to my channel, I talk about business. I give business advice from my experiences, and I also talk about personal development. If you like that type of content, definitely click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my weekly videos. So back to CTR manipulation. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is that? Well, CTR, this is also known as click-through rate manipulation, and I'm also going to link a blog post that we wrote, me and my team, down below, and showed a little case study in that blog post. I'll leave that down below, and I'm also going to jump in a few minutes and share my screen and show you some things that we did with these click-through rate manipulation and got some success. I'm going to share that in a few minutes, so if you stay to the end, you'll see that. But click-through rate manipulation is really the process of you being able to manipulate people clicking through onto your website, onto your videos, onto your platforms, and this triggers a positive signal to the Google algorithm and other search engines to help you rise in the rankings. Now, the way we like to do it, because there's many ways of doing this, and we're testing different ways out, this actually has been going on for years now. I remember using different software years ago to drive this traffic, and I'm just going to draw a little bit of a diagram on this whiteboard. I like to use this whiteboard to draw. So let's say this is your website, right? Now, in order for your website to get direct traffic with CTR, there's many different ways. You can send it through your email list, which will spike your CTR. You can also send it from your social platforms. You can also send it through bots, which I don't suggest. There's also micro workers some people use. There is also paid advertisement, so you could get paid click-through rate. Now, all of this stuff is helpful. The one that we're focused on, that we're really testing out right now, is actually sending out keyword traffic. So it's a little different than what you're seeing here. We're actually going to send Google search traffic. And it's not just any Google search traffic. We like to use brand and keywords traffic. Now you might be wondering, okay, what do you mean by that? So for an example, my brand, one of my brands is My Media Pal. What we would be doing in order to do some CTR manipulation for that website, we would be sending people who are searching My Media Pal plus different variations of different keywords that we want to power our site up with over through Google onto our website. And once they go onto our website after searching our brand and our variation of keywords, that is actually building up our CTR, and it's also going to give us a boost in rankings. Now, we have seen positive boosts from this, and there's also many other SEOs that are using this and getting really positive results as well. So this is definitely some type of ranking factor in the algorithm. And now, depending on competition and what your competitors are doing, so if you know that there's a specific blog post you have, or even just a local website that you have, the best thing to do is to use tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush, and you go in and you see the competitors who are ranking at the top. You want to see how much traffic they're getting, how much traffic are the keywords getting, right? And then you want to build also your brand value around that. Actually, how much traffic are your competitors' brands getting to their homepage? You want to look over that, and you want to be able to manipulate the same type of traffic over to your website for the same type of terms, and also incorporating your brand. So this is something we're testing out with some search, and also we're using some social. My team will also test out other things as well. But for this example right now, when it comes to CTR, where I think some of the really powerful sources are right here with social and Google search using keywords and brand. Depending on the competition and what your top competitors are doing and the niche you're in and the market you're in will kind of lead you into what you should be doing and how long you should be doing it for. All right, so sometimes when you do this, you might not see something overnight, right? It might take a few months to really start kicking in. I also would suggest to do this when you're on page 2 or the bottom of page 1. The test we just ran that I'm going to show you in a few minutes on one of our sites was actually at the bottom of page 2. And I also would suggest that you do this when you really have a good grasp that everything else that you're doing is already good. Your on-page optimization is good. If you did any type of link building, your links are good, and you see an improvement and you're steadily moving already, but maybe you feel a little stuck, then I would suggest you start doing some CTR manipulation. Now again, this is still in testing phase. We did move over from page 2 to page 1, so you're going to get to see that. And really all we implemented was these two things. Now another thing to come in play, and it's another test that we're doing, is not just sending this type of traffic directly over to your website or your video or any other platform that you're trying to rank, but also sending this type of manipulated traffic through platforms that are linking to your main source you're trying to rank. And what I mean by that is, let's say you have a Facebook page. Let's say you have a Google My Business. Let's say you also have a guest post or 2 guest posts on 2 really good websites. And now there's links on these websites all pointing back to the main source you're trying to rank. So maybe you're sending some brand traffic over to your main website, dripping some keywords in there as well, but how about sending traffic over through all these other platforms, and they click through, they're going to click through the link that's on this platform and over to your website. Click through the link that's on this guest post over to yours, this guest post over to yours. So you're manipulating traffic not only to your main source, but also to power up these platforms and to give these links even more authority. Okay, so this is another way to look at more CTR manipulation and how to influx your click-through rate and just benefit from everything that you have going on. Now you might have PBNs and Web 2.0s, and those platforms can get click-through as well. And then also another thing is, if you're in the local market, getting that GMB to be clicked on. Now there's also something to say about, are they clicking on your website and staying there? Is your content on your website very good? Is it optimized correctly? You also want to have all these other things in place for sure. But this is the concept of CTR manipulation. It is sending traffic from these type of sources over to your websites, your YouTube videos, any other platforms that you're trying to rank higher in the search engine by showing Google and triggering the algorithm that you're getting clicks. And especially when you could start showing Google that you're getting clicks from your brand, from relevant keywords, from sites that are linking to you, that type of traffic mixed with the right type of linking and on-page, you can definitely see some great results. I'll put some of these diagrams once the blog post is ready down in the blog post below, but let's jump on over to my computer now so I can show you a site that my team's working on with CTR and got it to move from page 2 to page 1. Okay, so as you can see, I'm incognito, sharing my screen. Okay, so I'm just going to pull up the Google search, and I'm going to type in Lubbock Roofing Contractor. This is a local website. So we'll see right here, Lubbock Roofing Contractor. Spot number 1, 2, 3, 4. This website right here, we did CTR manipulation on, okay? And this website went from page 2 to page 1. This was towards the bottom of page 2, about, I would say, a few weeks ago. And we implemented this within the month, and it definitely helped boost us onto page 1. Okay, now there's a lot of things that we feel we have in great place with the website, which helps, and then we just boosted the CTR. The type of CTR we used was pretty much keywords, about 10 to 15 variations of the keywords. Now you got to realize, for this brand, what gives us some help is the brand is actually called Lubbock Roofing Contractor, so it's already a keyword. So it makes sense for people to search that. So we did add that in, but also different variations, roofers in Lubbock, stuff like that. But I really feel, because our optimization is really geared towards that term, just getting a little bit more boosted search traffic and CTR from that really helped us jolt from page 2 to where we are now. And we're going to continue to do this. over the next month or two and see where this goes. Maybe we could get a little higher. And also, I'm sure if you guys are following along with me and you type this in and you're clicking on the website, checking out the website, that will also probably help as well. We'll see. Any traffic is good, especially when it's going through keywords and then people are staying on the site for a little bit. We definitely don't want clicks and then click-offs. That's not going to be good. I don't think that's going to register great for the algorithm. But definitely if you're getting clicks over, people are reading a little bit, staying on, and then going through other pages, I definitely think that's going to be a boost for your rankings. Let's also see, let's see if we raised for Lubbock Roofing contractors. I think that was another term that we had in there. I'm not sure where we started with this term though, so I couldn't tell you if we moved up for it. Okay, we're right here at the top of page 2. Again, I'm not sure where we were on that. I would have to ask my team, but I don't believe we actually were on page 2 for that term from what I remember. I remember being on page 2 for Lubbock Roofing Contractor. I know we wrote that down. Bottom of page 2, and we want to see where we would go with some CTR manipulation. Now the CTR manipulation we're using is Google search keywords mixed with the brand, which is still a keyword. But if this was, let's say this was called ABC Roofs, we would still be putting that in there, ABC Roofs. We want people to search that to build up brand searching and keyword searching. So you definitely want to mix those both. Then we're also doing some social CTR. So we'll pay for some social ads and also generate social traffic by sharing it on certain social platforms to get people to click through. And that's just a direct click through to the website. That's not actually people searching for keywords and going through their search, which I think is extremely, extremely powerful. I also think that is being recognized by the algorithm. So my team is working on this. We'll see where this actually goes with the main keyword. How about Lubbock Roofing Company? We're on the bottom of page 2 for that, so we'll see if that moves up by sending some traffic as well. Lubbock Roofing Company, we're at the bottom of page 2. So we'll see. But yes, I just wanted to share with you, this is a local case study, and it shows you that we were able to push over to page 1. Now what I'll say with the CTR manipulation technique, I definitely would wait till you're maybe page 2, bottom of page 2, or top page 3. If you're on page 10 and you're starting this, you might see a little bit of boost, but there might be other things you're missing. If you could get yourself to about page 3 or 2 and then you add this, then I really believe you're going to see a bigger boost and notice a difference. Again, you can start on page 10, but I would also be adding in other things as well. I wouldn't just be doing the CTR manipulation. If your competitors have some power links and you're a competitive niche, most likely going to need those links and good traffic. And again, depending on your competition level, will depend on how much traffic that you need. So again, when it comes to CTR manipulation, depending on the niche you're in, if it's a local business, if it's a national business, if you're doing affiliate SEO, whatever it might be, you definitely want to take a look at the competition, see how much their brand is being searched and getting clicked through, see how much traffic they're getting from the keywords so you know where you are and what you need to manipulate. So that really is just an overview of click-through rate manipulation and just some of the tests that we're doing. So if you have any questions at all when it comes to CTR manipulation or click-through rate, definitely leave the questions down below. Either myself or my team will answer them. I hope you learned about CTR, click-through rate manipulation a little bit. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you like this type of content, definitely click the like button, subscribe, and share this with anyone that you think this might be helpful with. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.